Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall up there is telling me it's 5 to 10 on Tuesday night. Back with a few for tomorrow. A few at Bangor and one at Fundalk in each way bet. Went to the county town today for a while. There was awful rain this morning. I had a couple of things planned, but it's too wet. Too wet to do anything. Too wet to drive any further than 15 miles for me. Floods everywhere. It was dangerous on the road. It eased off about lunchtime. Met a woman today. I got a great surprise. She said, "Don't forget to ask me to cook something for your trip Christmas Day." And I said, "Thank you very much. I will indeed. I'll get something down to you." She lives alone. Her husband died maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and all the kids are away. So she said she has plenty of time, a few days before Christmas. But I told her she wanted much time, that she'll have to be an elf for about 24 hours before Christmas Eve. I'll be picking them up around 6 o'clock Christmas Eve, I told her. But it was great to have the spirit. Made a few pounds today. Both races sort of worked out as you'd hope. Love Sonnet went out, drifted out to 6.5 to 1 on the exchanges this morning. I thought it must have lost a leg. And then it was great to see so much money coming for the off, but that was because on account of the rain. It had won twice on soft ground, particularly the 1-6 in Killarney. So it suited, and they popped it out in front, and it didn't jink or do any sort of a merry dance like it did the last day, and it won well enough. I was happy enough a long way out, even though the favourite was shorter on the exchanges, or the other horse. The forecast paid, I think it was around 4 or something, 3 to 1 or something. But yeah, it'll be all right, that little horse. A step up and trip again, it'll work. And then the other one, if Carrack, or I Carrack, held on by a nose. We deserved one of them. We lost a few by a nose in a while. I was confident enough, as I thought there was more than a nose in it as it passed the line. I knew it wasn't passed, but I was always happy the way it was running. I thought it'd pull away, but the weight will stop a train, as they say. So we got the double up, so a few pound. I got a few pound for the weekend. I stuck in another one then, just for them two, and another one, just on a straight treble. The other one let me down. I think someone put it up on the channel actually. Anyway, looking forward to the weekend. Good response. I've seen in the comments wishing us good luck, which is great. Say a prayer every night that there is no rain. We don't want any rain. And that'll shorten the field. So the shorter the field, the better for us. If we have rain, it'll bring horses with winter pedigrees into the fray. So we don't want that. There's 27 entered, so 7 will be grand. Anyway, does anyone know where I'll get custard in Cheltenham on Saturday after the races? Imperative. I can't bring my own. You can't smuggle it in the bag; it might burst. Because we'll probably have a bit of grub. Probably have a bit of grub in Cheltenham after the races, before we head back to where we're staying. There's a tidy little Mayor's Novice Chase tomorrow at Bangor. There's a nice card at Bangor tomorrow. A lot of good named horses running for a change there. There's our old friend Queen's Gamble, that we were on in Cheltenham a couple of years ago, and we had it in a anti-post bet for Cheltenham for the mayor's, no, for the bumper a couple of years ago, but didn't progress. That was, it used to be with Ali Sherwood. Joyous, that is rated 142, but it let us down. I think we were on that, weren't we, when it let us down. One off 123, was entitled to do so. Yeah, second two would do, but no, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe memory is going. Anyway, I'm going to go with Diva Luna. Diva Luna dropping up, I think, 9-4 there earlier. Nicky's aren't firing on all cylinders, you'd think, and Pauling is going all right, but this was second in a pint to pint with Aidan Fitzgerald. Then won a listed bumper straight off the bat and won a grade 2 bumper in Cheltenham last April. Just it ran very well in the Mayor's Novice Hurl. It's only got collared at the butt of the hill. I'm just thinking that with a pint to pint background, that it might just come natural sort of jumping tomorrow. So that's the selection there. And then in the 2 o'clock, there is a 3-mile chase. The horse that won this, we were on it before, 3 years ago actually, Milos. I'm going to go with him again because he has had a run. It tied up sort of, but was beaten with better horses. Wasn't that the day Turn and Fred in Aintree? Yeah. It has had a run and it only died a death close home. Went out in front here before. Harry and the plate have decent horses there. We were on Pulligan Green before. We were on some Scope. I think we're on Doy in Chief. That's probably the main danger. But first run back, it needed a couple of runs before. We'll go on Milos 4-1. That'll drift as well. There's a nice little handicap hurl. And we spotted that there. Any eagle-eyed people, and there's a lot of you out there. Honky Tonk Highway. That won that pint to pint. Disco Davis is Harry Skelton's choice of ride. I think Harry or Dan has 3 in it. Yeah, beat Diva Luna. Won a listed bumper first time out. It only died. It was only beaten in the last stride or two by Derry Hassan Paddy, and that's rated 134 now. Went up £10 for that. It was getting £4. But you're just trying to read between the lines. Maybe did Harry have the pick and go on Disco Davis? That was beaten into fourth. They made a blunder at the last time it ran. But the horse that was second was beaten the other day. One of Philip Hobbs's. I'm thinking Tristan Durrell taking £3 off. Is that down to 126? Is that the reason, perhaps, behind the scenes, that this is right? We'll take a few pound off this rather than the other book. There's 13,000 for the winner. The handbrake should be off. Goes well enough fresh. Then off we go to Fundalk for the finale. It's an early start tomorrow. It's what, 20 to 3. I always go either a 5 furlong or the longest race, sort of. And I picked. The interesting one there is Porsche Lad for Charles Burns. It was gambled on the last day, and it had its chance, you'd imagine, but it just didn't do the bizzo. But I picked out Metamorphic, a 3-year-old for Jesse and Shane Foley. It's fierce well bred by Frankel out of a Giants Causeway mare. Now, started off at 10 furlongs and a maiden, butterfly wings, and a mile and a half maiden. It didn't, that was too far, too quick. Heavy ground the last day. Ran well enough, but I think it needs a better surface, and that's why they're bringing it here. 77 horse there, not too far ahead of it. He dropped it a few pounds, I think he did. No, actually went up a pound. Anyway, that'll go off a 5 or 6 to 1 shot tomorrow. They're skimpy enough with all prices overnight. It's sevens on the exchanges there, so it'll drift. Anyway, I'll get this into the oven. I have a few things to do at home tonight. Check in a ticket and different things. Get ready. Dash the bookies over and out.